Alright guys, welcome back to another Mix It Up tutorial. This has been a highly requested video, so if you've been in my streams, you have seen this little guy in the bottom right corner. His name is Harold. He gives you a virtual coffee if you save up 10 coins for my stream, and he can give you a random coffee that you can save to your virtual inventory on my stream. You get 1 coin per stream, and then you can have an inventory essentially of coins that we just call your wallet for the stream. So I'm going to teach you how to have an inventory with Mix It Up and how to use currency with Mix It Up and how to use this as essentially a loyalty system. I've seen people do like daily croissant. I don't know what's an equivalent of a coin. Or I don't know, if you're a music streamer, your daily music note. It doesn't have to be a coin. The point is on my stream, you get your daily coffee coins. I will teach you the backbone on how I set up the currency system and how I created inventory for my viewers on stream. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to the hamburger on Mix It Up. You're going to go down to currency, rank, and inventory. These are the coffee coins. This is what I use for my currency. This is how you purchase either a special coffee, which is the second inventory item, or it is how you purchase a baked good, which is my third inventory item. First, I want to show you in action. Say that you're on my stream right now. You see this little guy, Harold, with his cafe. If you do in the chat command buy a coffee, assuming that you have 10 coffee coins, so you've been here for 10 streams, you've accrued 10 coffee coins. The cha-ching sound goes off, and then I have an overlay of Harold pouring his coffee. I'm not going to teach you how to do the overlays because the short version is how I get this overlay in the bottom is I worked with my designers and she gave me like 5 different overlays that I just put one on top of the other and I have it set off whenever people do a specific action. So if you want to do that, you need to talk to some designers, have them get you some specific overlays, but I'm at least going to teach you how to execute the actual command. So my coffee coins is my currency item. I have 2 inventory items, the specialty coffee and the baked goods. So I just showed you what I do in my chat to buy a special coffee. So I, the viewer, have accrued 10 coins and did command buy a coffee. If you look over here in the chat, then you'll see thanks for purchasing from Harold's Cafe. Harold has created a new coffee for you. You now have, and then this is when it assigns a random coffee, a cappuccino ×1, and then in the rest of my inventory, it says I have a caramel macchiato, a cold brew, hot chocolate ×2, an Irish coffee, an Oreo frappuccino, pumpkin spice latte, pour over, different from a pour over, Thomas has told me this, and water, just because it was funny. So this is my inventory, and then I can check my inventory by doing command coffee inventory. So this will show my inventory once again. So if you have 100 coins, you can add a baked good item to Harold's Cafe permanently. And then anytime anybody uses command buy a baked good, then it'll give them a random baked good. And if it lands on the baked good that a streamer suggested, then they get a coin in return. Command buy a baked good. So I got a donut. I'm going to actually try it again. Alyssa, erase that. So I'm going to do command buy a baked good. Okay, so I did command buy a baked good, and I have a viewer who suggested to add lemon bars. So now it says, thank you for your purchase from Harold's Cafe. You bought a lemon bar. Use command my baked goods to see what baked goods you've consumed from Harold's Cafe. And then it also gave a coin, so it says, at Caitlin Alexis, thank you for investing in Harold's Cafe. You've received a royalty of 1 coffee coin from TT Inventory's purchase of a lemon bar. So then it gives a coin back to the initial suggester of said baked good item. I'm going to use my earlier idea to teach you how to add inventory. So we're going to use the music note idea. So you're going to go to the hamburger, click currency rank inventory, and then you're going to click add currency. What we're going to do for this pretend stream is we are going to have the currency item be music notes. So every time you go into the stream, you unlock a music note. And then once you save up a certain amount of music notes, then you can buy a song. And then you have certain songs added to your inventory. The songs are going to be equivalent to my specialty coffees that you saw from Harold's Cafe, and the music notes are going to be equivalent to my Harold coffee coins. Music notes. You're going to select is primary, and that's going to tell Mix It Up that this is your primary form of currency. So if you want to set up your currency the way that I have mine set up and you want it to be a channel point redeem, which is how you get my coffee coins from my stream, you're going to go to acquire rate and you're going to click on disabled. What this does is it makes sure that viewers have to physically redeem your coins. We're going to set that up in a second, instead of automatically accruing coins just for staying in your stream. So because we have this disabled, none of this matters. The role bonuses, the event bonuses in this setting does not matter. I have this disabled because I want my viewers to redeem their coffee coins with a channel point redemption. So I'm going to teach you how to do that later. The reason why I do that is because I like them being able to physically redeem their coffee coin. And if you have this enabled, it'll give them currency automatically over a certain amount of time. So 1 per minute, 1 per hour, 1 per bit, whatever you have enabled. I personally just prefer the physical redeeming of the channel point to get their daily coffee coin. We're going to do it the exact same way that I do it with Harold's coffee coins. So we're going to have this disabled. You're going to click save. And then they're going to have custom commands created for you if you click yes. So command music note shows the user's amount. So that's my command coffee coins. That's what shows you how many coffee coins you have. Add music note adds an amount to specific user. Command add all music notes adds amount to all chat users. Give music note gives amount to specified user. So you're just going to click yes. So then that makes those commands automatically for you. And to specify, those commands that we just mentioned can only be used by you or your moderators. So now that you have your music notes set up, we're going to attach this currency to a channel point redemption so that your viewers can receive 1 music note per stream. I'm going to show you what it looks like on my end with the coffee coin. So I already have this as active. You're going to click on create a new channel point reward, and this is what it's going to look like whenever you click on it. You're going to have 3 different actions. You're going to have an overlay action. You get it from down here. So you're going to go to action and then click on overlay. You're going to have an overlay action, a consumables action, and then your chat message. The overlay is very simple. Here, I'm going to click play so that I can show you. You see that tiny, tiny little coin that appears? The reason why I made it so small is because people redeem the coins all the time in my stream, so I just didn't want it to be very overwhelming, but I wanted them to at least, see that it was redeemed. Whenever this goes off and they redeem this channel point, the little coin goes off. Action number 2 is the most important, which is the consumables, currency, rank, etc. action. What you're going to do is you're going to add this. You're going to go to consumables. You're going to find your consumable, which is the currency that you have made. So pretend that we've clicked on music note. You're going to add to user, whoever redeemed this channel point, and then you're going to add 1 music note. So that's what you're going to do. Very simple. And then the third one is also very simple. You add your chat message, and then you just say at $ username is going to call out the username who redeemed the channel point. At $ username, you've received your daily coffee coin or your daily music note. You now have, and then this is the other this is the other special identifier that Mix It Up uses. You have $ target user coffee coins, or in this case, you would say target user music note. In total, I added an additional with 10 coffee coins. You can buy a coffee using the command buy a coffee. In this same message, this is how I explain: use 10 coffee coins to buy a coffee coin, or use Herald commands to see how else you can support Herald. So just so it's not a super overwhelming message, I divided up the commands under Herald commands. Once you click create new channel point reward and you've created your channel point reward, so mine says daily coffee coin. So then the channel point that you just made in Mix It Up should automatically add to your channel points under your Twitch manager. So here's my daily coffee coin. You're going to edit it, and then this is where you can change how much it costs. You do want to make sure to scroll all the way down, click on cooldown and limits. You're going to go down to limit redemptions per user per stream and say 1 per user per stream. This way people cannot get a shit ton of coffee coins on my stream. They can only get 1 per stream, and then you're going to save. Now I'm going to teach you how to spend your currency. So you're going to go back to the hamburger, you're going to click currency, rank, and inventory, and now instead of clicking add currency and rank, we're going to click on add inventory. Let's say that for this pretend stream, for 10 music notes that you accrue, so that's 10 streams, 1 music note per stream, 10 music notes creates a song. So we're going to say inventory name, songs. I don't use shop and I don't use trade. I can't really give you a detailed answer as to how to use shop and trade. What I do know is somehow you can use command shop and then you can purchase specific items with the currency that you've created, but we're not going to talk about that. This is where I have added all the different specialty coffee items that you can possibly get at random using my command buy a coffee. Right now we're going to focus on adding different songs that people can purchase with 10 music notes. So let's do Pink Pony Club Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't feel like adding author names, so let's just add songs that everyone knows without the author name. Like, let's add Thriller. Hot to Go. Apparently we're in a Chappell Roan mood. Let's add one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, just so we can have 5 different song options. Let's add... Why am I like blanking on songs? Okay, let's do Espresso from Sabrina Carpenter. So add. So now we have our 5 songs. Okay. We're going to click save. So now what you're going to see is music note, which is your currency item, and then song, which is your inventory item. Now I'm going to teach you how to use music notes to actually purchase your song. So I'm going to teach you how to spend your currency. We're going to go back to the hamburger and you're going to go to commands. You're going to click on new command, add a new command. I'm going to show you what it looks like with my command buy a coffee. Yours may look like buy a song. So let's say that this command is going to be buy a song and it's going to be using the music note currency that we've created. So you're going to add 2 conditionals, which you can find in the action setting here at the bottom. The first conditional, so this special identifier, $user coffee coins. In your case, it would be $user music note for this example. This tells Mixitup how much currency this user has. So our first conditional, if the user has less than 10 coffee coins, 10 music notes, 10 pieces of currency, okay, then it's going to pop up a very specific action. So if the user has less than 10 music notes, we're going to add an action, not here, you're not going to add an action down here, you're going to add an action specifically within this conditional if my user has less than 10 coffee coins or less than 10 music notes. There is a chat message that pops up that I have that says, sorry at $username, you do not have enough coffee coins, or sorry, you do not have enough music notes to purchase a song, or in my case, a coffee today. You currently have $user coffee coins in your wallet. The other 2 things that you see here that I have pop up that are completely optional is just a little question mark. You see that? That appears above the goose. And then the second one is just an overlay image that I've created with my designer of Harold shrugging because he's saying that you don't have enough coins. So ready? So he's going to shrug and say you don't have enough coins. So all together, it does this all together. He shrugs, he says you don't have enough coins, and then it gives you a message saying you can't purchase anything. So this is the first conditional. This is what happens when you do not have enough currency. The second conditional that you're going to add, again, you go to the big action button, you add your second conditional. You're going to do $user coffee coins or $user music note, again, whatever your currency name is. Under compare, you're going to select the greater than or equal to sign. We want people to have at least 10 coins, 10 music notes, 10 pieces of currency to purchase our inventory item. And then the value is going to be 10 coins. So now we're going to add our actions so that we can actually give people the inventory item because they have enough currency. The first 2 actions, again, make sure that you select action underneath your second conditional, not the big action button down here. You're going to click action, you're going to click consumable. So the first consumable action is you're going to click on the consumable, which in your case would be music notes. So you're going to click on music notes. I'm going to keep mine on coffee coins. Subtract from user 10. I subtract 10 coins from a user whenever they spend 10 coins. The second action that you're going to add is another consumable. You're going to go to your inventory item. You're going to click on song, which is the consumable item. You're going to give people a song whenever they spend 10 coins. You're going to add the song, or in this case, I'm just going to keep mine on specialty coffee, add to user. You're going to type in $song random item. So $inventory name random item. In my case, it is $special coffee random item. So then this will randomly select an item. Remember when we added all of those song options? It'll randomly select one of those options to give to the user. And then you want to give them one item. So one song. The rest of the overlays, again, within the second conditional, not within the big action that we have set up, is the chat message that says, thanks for purchasing from Harold's Cafe, or whatever you want it to say, at $username. Harold has created a new coffee for you. You now have $user special coffees all in your inventory. So in your case, it would be $user song all in your inventory. This is going to tell them whatever random item Mixitup has selected for your user. I also have a little sound that goes off. So the next one is just a sound. It's a little cha-ching sound. So the cha-ching sound goes off whenever people purchase. And then I have Harold pouring the coffee. So this is the coffee sound. And then the overlay is Harold physically pouring the coffee. I have this image appear that just has Truffle saying thanks. So that is a complete walkthrough of how I set up spending your currency to buy a coffee in my store. I'm gonna have Thomas teach you this next step and show you how we did buy a baked good and how we randomized it and then how we gave coins back to the initial person who suggested said baked good.
Hey, I'm Thomas. I am Melissa's husband, and I'll walk you through how we did the kind of slightly more complicated version of what she just covered. In this particular example, since we're working with like songs and music notes and stuff, we'll say our new inventory is going to be music players, for example, which is the equivalent of Alyssa's baked goods. So we're going to go to currency, rank, and inventory. We will add an inventory, and this is going to be called music players. Again, this is exactly like Alyssa's buy a baked good and suggest a baked good. So the suggest a baked good is how people in your chat can spend 100 coins, 100 music notes, whatever it is, in order to suggest a music player. So an iPod Shuffle, or what was that one, like a Walkman, yeah, or like a Views, or something like that. We're gonna add a couple just to pretend that some people have suggested. We're gonna add the Microsoft Views because that was a player, man. We're gonna add a Walkman, and we're gonna add an iPod Shuffle. To reiterate, this would happen if a person in your stream, if a viewer came in, they had 100 coffee coins, they had 100 music notes, or whatever price you want to set for this, and they used a command, suggest a baked good, suggest a music player, and then they DM'd you and they're like, hey, I really want to add the Microsoft Views or something like that. We're not going to enable shop, and we're not going to enable trade. Scroll down and click the save button. So now we're going to go to this new way of purchasing these, and also giving that royalty back to the person that suggested them in the first place. So we're going to go to commands, and I'm just going to pull up the example that we wrote earlier. We're going to do buy a baked good. We're going to edit this command real quick. And this command's a little bit chunky. Okay, and so we'll break it down. We'll make it a little bit simple, as simple as we can do. But we'll do, so you would add a new command. You'd say buy a music player, and then you'd make the chat trigger, whatever it is, whatever that command is. This is the command for purchasing the item and giving that royalty back. It's not for suggesting. For suggesting, you would just do that normal command that you had written previously, similar to how you would buy a special coffee or something like that. All you would do is subtract the 100 coins, first validate and make sure that they actually have 100 coins. You'd subtract those 100 coins, and then they just DM you or something like that. That's how Alyssa does it in her stream. For this one, like I said, this is gonna have to give back royalties, and that's a little bit important. So we're going to do a special identifier. So we're going to go down here. We're going to add special identifier. We're going to add that. We're going to create a new special identifier. It's going to be bakery. We're going to add in this baked goods random item, and we're going to have this special identifier name as bakery. The reason why we're doing this is because we want the randomness, so we want the music player in this case to be Views, we want it to be iPod Shuffle, and we want it to stay that for the duration of the command. And that was actually the thing that took me a second to figure out how to do. So we're going to set this to music players, and then $ music players random item. So that will save the random music player that we're going to be messing with. Now, we're going to look for the user's coffee coins if they have more than 5 coffee coins, which is the amount that this baked good or this music player might cost. It's going to open up with this first conditional. We're going to test the user's coffee coins. If they have more than 5 coffee coins, we will subtract 5 from them. We will add a consumable. We'll add this baked good, or in your case, a music player. We will add this to the user, and this is where we're going to recall that special identifier that we made earlier. So this is now going to be the special identifier bakery, or in your case, it could be special identifier music player. And we're going to add 1. And the reason why this is important is we're going to then recall that exact same bakery item or that music player item, that one that we randomly generated earlier. We're going to say, thank you for your purchase from Harold's Cafe at username. This is just going to be the user that called it up. You bought a bakery. And so that bakery is going to get auto replaced with that random item that we previously generated. But it's not going to be a new random item, and that's the important part. It's not going to suddenly be like, hey, you're buying a Microsoft Views, and then, oh, hey, thank you for buying an iPod Shuffle. That's what we're solving for here. Alyssa put in this sound. It's a little cha-ching. There you go. The second part of this is, depending on the bakery or the music player or whatever the item is that your viewers have suggested, we want to give them back that royalty. Now that we've gotten the validation of the purchase, making sure that they have 5 or 10 or 20, whatever, coffee coins or music notes, and then they purchased that bakery item or that music player, now we need to make sure that they have a failure message. So if they have less than 5 coffee coins. Hey, username, you don't have enough coffee coins to purchase a baked good from Harold's Bakery. You could add in something else to that message. So if they pass that conditional, then bam, they get to buy it. If they fail that conditional, then they can't buy it. They have to get more coffee coins or more music notes. Now we're going to go to the royalty section of this. We're going to go down to croissant. So the first person that suggested this croissant was, I think it was Slim Shady, actually. We're going to take the bakery variable that we set up earlier, that special identifier that we set up earlier. If it equals croissant or Views or iPod Shuffle, and you have to spell it exactly. Make sure to spell it exactly, otherwise it won't work. Then we're going to have a chat message, and we're going to thank the person that suggested it, so in this case Slim Shady, for investing in Harold's Cafe. You've received a royalty of 1 coffee coin from target username, the person that purchased the baked good. And then we're going to do coffee coins, add to specific user 1, and uncheck this must be present. This is checked by default. Uncheck this because we want them to get their royalty coffee coins whenever they're on, even if they're not in stream right now. Add to this specific user Slim Shady. Make sure to copy that name exactly. Do not use the @ symbol. And then we're going to do this little overlay. This particular overlay, let me play it for you. Boom, a croissant. You can do that with, songs or graphics or however you might want to do that. That's the general, that's the gist of how to make a royalty reward system and let your users kind of invest in your stream a little bit, Like you might see here, the rest of these conditionals, this is just other people. This is, someone suggested a brownie, someone suggested a lemon bar. So you would just go in, and if you're going to make a new one, you would take one of the ones that you've already made, you would copy it by clicking this duplicate button right here, and then it'll add that exact same new command, and then you just swap out the red velvet for, cookies or whatever, and you'd swap out the name and things like that. But I'm going to go ahead and delete this because we don't want 2 red velvet cupcakes. This is a lot of fun. It did take a little while to work out, lots of reading on the wiki and things like that, but it is fun. I hope it works out for you, and I'll give it back over to Alyssa.
If you have any other questions, I highly suggest that you check out the wiki. This is going to teach you all of the special identifiers to use. It's going to show you how to use each action, each option that Mixitup offers. If you have questions, check out the wiki first. I hope that this works for you guys. If you have any questions, like Thomas said, drop a comment. I know that this can be kind of a long and lengthy process, and it's totally possible that we have missed something when explaining this process. It's a really great way to have your viewers come back so that they have something to redeem and that they just feel special coming into your stream. So have so much fun with this. And again, please let me know if you have questions. I'll see you guys next time for the next tutorial, and I hope this was helpful.